Hey, my name's Ryan Peretz. I'm a physical therapist here at PB Rehab, and I want to talk to you about hamstring injuries. The hamstrings are three muscles. They run off the ischial tuberosity and run down the back of the thigh, and you have two of them that insert on the medial part of the posterior knee and one of them on the lateral aspect of the posterior knee. The hamstring's function is to flex the knee, you did that for me, and to extend the hip. Can you kick your hip backwards for me? Not like that, actually, just kick it straight back. There you go. So when you do those two movements, the hamstring is engaged. The hamstring can be injured for a lot of different ways, but jumping and running seem to be the two biggest ways to injure a hamstring. Most hamstrings are just strained, but you can tear this tendon. They will look a little different, but we'll just talk about a hamstring strain right now. Typically, a hamstring strain is going to result in somebody walking with a limp. They're having a hard time jumping, they have a hard time running, and most of their pain is going to be in the hamstring area. There's some other ways to identify a injured hamstring. Can you go ahead and lay on your back up here for me? If the hamstring is injured, if you go to stretch the hamstring, it's likely to produce a pain. So in this scenario, here's an uninjured hamstring, and you can see I can raise the leg all the way up and there's no problem in the hamstring, no pain. But here, with an injured hamstring, typically you'll see right when you start to kind of raise the leg up, generally around 30 to 60 degrees, you'll start to get pain on the back side of the leg. Also, if the hamstring is really injured, it'll be weak. And a way to check the strength of the hamstring is to do a muscle test. Lay on your stomach. As you see here on the good side, when I say bend the knee, go ahead and I say don't let me pull it down, go ahead and hold it there with all your strength. You can see she can hold against my resistance here on the injured side. If I say hold against my resistance, it collapses. And typically when you do that, pain will be produced. If it's a proximal hamstring strain, you'll feel it more in the buttocks. If it's in the muscle belly, it'll be down into the muscle belly. And if it's in the distal aspect of the hamstring, they'll feel it down here. But down here is very rare. Usually the injury occurs within the muscle belly or the origin on the ischial tuberosity. So if an injured hamstring is identified, there's a lot of different ways to treat it. Initially, you want to just rest it, ice it, put a little compression on it, give it a good 4 to 5 days of rest and ice. Then once it starts to heal and it starts to get into that remodeling, proliferation phase of healing, you can start getting the hamstring moving and also get to where you start to try to re-strengthen it. A strengthening exercise that's good for the hamstring is just a prone ham curl. You can get an ankle weight, tie it around the distal end of the leg here, and I want you to go ahead and raise your leg up, bend it up there, and then you hold, and then you let it down slow. Nice and slow, let it down. And then back up. So slow on the way up, pause, and then slow on the way down. Nice strengthening exercise for an injured hamstring. Something else that you can do, you generally don't want to stretch the hamstring real aggressively right after you injure it, because that's just going to cause it to tear more. But it is good to go ahead and start doing some active movement, some gentle stretching to the hamstring while it's trying to heal. Lay on your back for me. I just call this an active hamstring stretch. Bend your knee here, hold behind there with two hands, and then raise your leg up. Right there to where you feel the pull, hold it 1, 2, 3, let it down, and then back up. 1, 2, 3. We'll do about 20 of those. Another good exercise is a closed chain exercise. Stand up for me. This is a lunge. Put some weights in your hand. Grab the hold here. And then I want you to stand here and then lunge forward to about there till you feel the hamstring engage, and then come back out of it. Hold it. 1, 2. Hold it. 1, 2. Come out. So you can do each one of these exercises about 20 times, 2 to 3 times a day. that with ice and trying to avoid the activities that you know they're going to really aggravate it, like jumping and running. That'll help you get through your hamstring strain.